You have a couple more hours where it will be fairly quiet even up in the Sierra, but it's going to be quite soggy up in the Sierra over the next 24 to 48 hours, beginning tonight and going throughout the day on Sunday. In the Truckee Meadows, it's going to be more wind than anything else, and we'll have downsloping winds, and that accelerates as it goes over top of the Sierra into the Truckee Meadows. Because of that, we do have a high wind warning up for Sunday. It begins at 4 a.m. tomorrow and it goes through 4 a.m. on Monday. They'll be even stronger than what we saw yesterday. Sustained anywhere between 35 to 45 miles per hour in general, gusts up to 65. Wind-prone areas along 395, 580 like Washoe Valley, we'll see wind gusts closer to 85 miles per hour. So because of that, we are going to have some impacts. If you have a flight tomorrow, it could be delayed or it even could be canceled. There'll be a lot of turbulence regardless. Also can't rule out some power outages and make sure to stay fire aware. Also can't rule out some downed tree branches too. So a lot of wind in the Truckee Meadows here on Sunday. We'll get a mixture of both rain and wind in the valley. But so far it is dry out of Reno Airport here with high temperatures still above average. Atmospheric rivers come up from the Hawaiian Islands, and that brings in warmer air. We're at 53 degrees right now. We do have some clouds. Winds are fairly light for the time being, but that is not going to be the case by Sunday morning. Right now we're well in advance of the cold air, and most of us are in the 50s. The snow level is quite high, and it's going to continue to rise overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Now starting to rain here along I-80 at Donner. For the time being, it is dry along Mount Rose Highway, but you can see more rain up to the northwest here, and it's going to continue to expand further south as we get closer to midnight, and it's just going to continue to pour up in the Sierra throughout the day tomorrow, especially as this atmospheric river moves further south. Earlier today it was further south, but now there's a northern tier up toward north here, and that too is going to move further south over the next several hours. And as it does so, we are expecting a heavy amount of rainfall up in the Sierra. So this here tracks the moisture. You can see how it moves further south and just kind of hangs out there throughout the day on Sunday. It will continue to pour up in the Sierra tomorrow. The snow level is going to be quite high. It's going to stay around 9,000 feet throughout the day on Sunday. Late Sunday until Monday, we still have enough moisture to work with, but the snow level will start to drop. So again, heavy rainfall up in the Sierra begins around 10, 11 o'clock, and it just persists throughout much of the day on Sunday. If you live up in the foothills, you will see a decent amount of rain out of this. Further to the east, most of us in Reno will see more wind than rain, but some rain mixing in every now and again. And this continues for quite a while. Late Sunday until Monday, we get a little bit of a break, but notice in South Tahoe already starting to see some rainfall there, and then it expands further up to the north throughout the day on Monday. We also work in some colder air. Throughout the day on Monday, up at Donner, we'll see a mix of rain and snow. The snow level on Monday right around 7,500 to 7,800 feet. Donner is at 7,200 feet. So a mixture of rain and snow here throughout the day on Monday. On Tuesday, it lifts up to the north. We get a little bit of a break, but still some on and off again showers. So not completely out of the woods on Tuesday, but it will be better than the next couple of days. How much rainfall are we expecting? Notice we are going to get something in the Reno area, but not as much as we would or could if we didn't have the wind. In general, anywhere between about 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch, and that will mainly favor the western side of the Reno area. Further to the east into Sparks, don't expect nearly as much there. In Ely, tomorrow high of 53, 58 in Austin. It is still, when you look at the temperature alone, will be quite warm for this time of year, but with the wind, that will make it feel colder. Up around the lake tomorrow, highs will be into the 40s, warm enough for just rain. And Reno tomorrow, again, more wind than anything else, and some rain mixing in every now and again. You'll get way more rain in the foothills than you will out of Reno Airport and eastward. Could pick up at least a few inches of rainfall at lake level anywhere from tonight all the way throughout the day on Monday. And Reno tomorrow, high of 60 degrees, rain showers and strong winds. More wind than anything else. Wind will be the biggest concern in the Truckee Meadows, and we do have a flood watch up around the Tahoe Basin. Again, the snow level tomorrow will be roughly 9,000 feet. mainly watching creeks and streams, poor drainage areas, also watching the Susan River there. But for the most part, in the Truckee Meadows, the main concern is going to be the wind.
Yeah, it's quite an active system, isn't it?
Yeah, everything's changing just right in time for Christmas. And I did want to mention for Christmas itself, the heavy snowfall and the cold air starts to move in closer to Christmas Eve. So travel impacts Wednesday, Thursday, Friday because of heavy snowfall in the mountains.
Thanks, Angela.